Hello students, yesterday I gave a trial video on differentiation. For completing differentiation chapter, I need this inverse trigonometric functions concepts. So I thought of teaching first inverse trigonometric functions, new topic, first time you are learning, so concentrate. What is the heading given? Inverse trigonometric functions. First I explain functions. Okay. This is domain, this is codomain. You know the types of functions. When it is not a function 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 is mapping to 2. 1 has 4 image, 1 has 5 also, one of the image. So 1 having 2 image. What is this? It is not a function. Correct. Similarly, one, two, three, 4, 5. 1 is mapped to 4, 2 is mapped to 5, but 3 has no image. Even now it is not a function. Correct? Now, function you understand. Now what is inverse trigonometric? If, listen class, if sin theta equal to x, what is theta? I want theta alone. So divide by sin, that is sin inverse x. So sin inverse x is theta. What is the meaning? Inverse trigonometry. Sin inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse x, secant inverse x, cosecant inverse x, cot inverse x, all are representing an angle. Sin inverse x equal to theta, an angle. So inverse trigonometric is angle. Again, I have to connect with the functions. Inverse trigonometry, sin inverse x means what? It is an angle. Now I have to connect with the functions. Now first listen trigonometric, okay? Trigonometric function. This is sin theta. For 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 150 degree, 0 degree, 0. This is sin theta curve, okay? For 30 degree, half. 45 degree, 1 by root 2. For 150 degree also half. Is it a function? Is it a function? Yes. Yes, it is a function. It is 1 to 1 into function, correct? 30 degree and 150 degree having the same value. Many to 1. Many to 1 into function. Correct. When I do inverse trigonometric, okay, now when I do inverse trigonometric, the other form I have to write. Isn't it? That is, domain will become codomain, codomain will become domain. Here I have to write values 0, half, 1 by root 2. Here I have to write 30 degree, 0 degree, 30 degree, 150 degree, 45 degree. Now 0 connected to, value connected to the angle. Okay, it is sin inverse x. Half connected to 30. Half connected to 150. Then 1 by root 2 is 45 degree. This is sin inverse x. Domain and codomain. This is just the ulta form of trigonometry. 0 sin 0 degree, half sin 30 degree. So domain the trigonometric codomain will become domain for inverse trigonometry. Is it a function? No. It is not a function. But I need inverse trigonometric functions. So I have to talk only on inverse trigonometric functions. So this domain value is to be restricted. Correct? Some restriction to be given for domain. That is called principal value. That is called principal value. So only in the principal value, this inverse trigonometric function, inverse trigonometry will become a function. Otherwise, it is not a function. For example, if I write 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. Here 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. Correct? 0, 1 by 2, 30, 1 by root 2, 60, 190. Yes? This is sine inverse x. Is it a function? Yes. So, the principal value for inverse trigonometric function is similarly for minus angle also. Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. For sine inverse x takes the value from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. From minus 90 to positive 90, each value is associated uniquely. Then only sine inverse x is a function. Do you understand? If I write again 150 degree here, what is that? Half will become 150 degree. It is not a function, isn't it? Then it is not a function. That means I should not go beyond the limit minus 90 to 90. I should not go 150. If I go more than 90, it is not a function. It is means what? Inverse trigonometry is not a function. So I should go within the certain limits. For the limits alone I will write. If you are not getting the concept, once again I repeat this. For sine inverse x, okay, I'll start now. Let y equal to sine inverse x. That means domain is minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. Whereas the range is minus pi by 2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to pi by 2. Do you understand, children? From minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, this inverse trigonometric function sine inverse x uniquely associated the values minus 1 to 1. Minus 1 to 1 is the domain. Range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Each one is uniquely associated. This is the restricted value. Or you can say principal values of inverse trigonometric functions. For sine inverse x, domain is minus 1 to 1, range is minus pi by 2, pi by 2. Ma'am, shall I write for sine inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse x, cosecant inverse, secant inverse, cot inverse? Not needed, children. Only for sine inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse x is more than enough. Okay, you just remember sine inverse x's ranges from minus 90 to 90. Same thing for tan inverse x also. So immediately I am writing after sine inverse x, y equal to tan inverse x, real numbers. That is, domain is not minus 1 to 1, because for 90 what it is? Infinity, isn't it? So when it comes to infinity, you should not use less than or equal to. So you will write minus infinity to infinity. Whereas range is here also minus 90 to 90. That's all for tan inverse x. Because what is tan 90? Infinity. Tan of minus 90, minus infinity. Only from minus 90 to 90, both are not included. We have inverse trigonometric functions. If you go beyond 90, positive side. If you go beyond minus 90 to your left hand side also, if you extend it, tan inverse x will not be a function. Okay. Now we'll write for cos inverse x. What is for cos inverse x? You can use the calculator also. You can find the domain. Domain always minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. That is from minus 1 to 1. Range is 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to pi. Range is from 0 to pi. No negative value for cos inverse x. No negative value for cos inverse x. Because what is cos 180? Cos 180 is? Yes, minus 1. Cos 180 is minus 1. So the maximum value from 0 degree to pi value, it is a function. Otherwise, it is not a function. If we go for negative, what is cos of minus theta? Cos theta. Again, you will get the same value. So it is not a function. Do you understand, class? So from 0 to pi, it is a function. So you have to remember only sin inverse x, cos inverse x and tan inverse x. I repeat by writing in a tabular column only these three. Sin inverse, cos inverse and tan inverse alone you write. You write function y equal to sin inverse x. Then domain, then range. That's all. Only these three things you have to remember. What is that? Minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. Here minus pi by 2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to pi by 2. For y equal to cos inverse x, what will you get? Same thing. Minus 1 less than or equal to less than or equal to 1 and 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to pi. Then for y equal to tan inverse x. Tan inverse x is all real numbers. Shall I write all real numbers? Instead of writing minus infinity to infinity, I can write all real numbers. Here for tan inverse x, minus pi by 2 less than, strictly less than pi by 2. That's all, class. This is the major thing you have to remember. Otherwise what happen? It won't be a function. But the heading is inverse trigonometric functions. If it goes within this limit, it is a function. If it goes beyond the limit, it is not a function. So sin inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse x alone, if you remember, that is enough. Okay. We'll do some simple problems, then you will follow. Shall we start with the simple problems after copying everything in your classwork notebook? We'll start now. The first question. Very simple. Sin inverse half. See, sin inverse, I am writing the number. Correct? Because this is the domain, isn't it? Sin inverse half. What it represents? It represents an angle. Inverse trigonometry. So it represents an angle. Sin inverse half. Come on, 30 degree. Correct. Pi by 6. Or you can write 30 degree. What is tan inverse minus 1? Tan inverse minus 1. What is the range for tan inverse x? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So you will get negative angle. So minus pi by 4. 45 degree. Minus 45 degree. Suppose the question is secant inverse 2. Secant inverse 2. Ma'am, I don't know to answer. Secant inverse you didn't teach. No problem. You can change it as cos inverse ulta the number 1 by 2. What is cos inverse 1 by 2? Cos inverse 1 by 2? Pi by 3. 60 degree. Correct. So sin inverse, tan inverse, secant inverse. Nearby what to write? Only the numerical value. The answer is in angle. So sin inverse x. X represents the value, gives the angle. Sin inverse, tan inverse, secant inverse, whatever it is, it gives only the angle. Now you will get 2 mark question in this. Simplify. Even you can use calculator also. simplify this. The first question is tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse minus 2 plus cosecant inverse 2 by root 3. This is the question. Simplify. Okay, this is simplify. How will you simplify? You can use calculator also, children. Tan inverse root 3. What is tan inverse root 3? What value, what angle, what trigonometric angle gives the value root 3? 60 degree, correct. So you can write 60 degree. Even you can write pi by 3 also, nothing wrong. 60 degree minus secant inverse minus 2. Secant inverse minus 2, you don't know, then you can change into secant inverse ulta. Cos inverse minus half. Then plus cosecant inverse, what will you write? Sin inverse root 3 by 2. Ulta, okay. So 60 degree minus, what is cos inverse of minus 2? Cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 is, use calculator. The range is, what is the range for cos inverse? Range is from 0 to pi. So you won't get negative angle at all. First find out the principal angle. What is cos inverse of half? Don't take the negative. Half, what is that? 30 degree, 60 degree. 60 degree. Okay, so you can write pi minus pi by 60 degree. So pi by 3. That is 180 minus 60. What is this? 120 degree. You won't get negative at all, isn't it? 0 to pi. The principal value is from 0 to pi for cos inverse. So whenever the value is given in negative, find the principal angle with the positive value. Then subtract from 180, you will get the value. So 60 minus 120. Then plus, what is sin inverse? 60 degree, correct. So plus 60 minus 120. The answer is 0. The answer is 0. I write once again. The value 60 degree minus 120 degree plus 60 degree. The answer is 0. Do you understand, class? Do you understand, children? If you are not getting the concept, you can ask the questions through WhatsApp message. Okay. Okay. Now we'll start with the one more question for you. Then I'll start with the properties. One more question in this. Suppose the question is secant inverse 4 by 5. How will you simplify? You don't know secant inverse. So immediately you can convert into known inverse trigonometry. Cos inverse 5 by 4. Cos inverse 5 by 4 is what? 1 point something. More than 1. So you can write the answer not defined. It goes beyond the limit, isn't it? The domain value is from minus 1 to 1. It goes 1 point something. So it is not defined. Do you understand now? We'll go now the properties. Then the chapter is very, very, very easy. First property number 1. First property, self-adjusting property. Self-adjusting property. Self-adjusting property. Children, inverse trigonometry chapter very, very easy. Okay. Self-adjusting property is, see, suppose the question is sin inverse sin theta. Sin inverse sin theta is, this sin inverse sin get cancelled, the answer is theta. You understand? Cos inverse cos theta. What is the answer? Theta. Sin inverse sin get cancelled, theta. When I write sin cos trigonometric ratios, it comes theta, isn't it? So theta. Suppose next one, tan inverse tan theta. What is the answer? Theta. Good. Sine cos tan inverse over. Now you can write secant inverse. Secant inverse secant theta. What is the answer? Theta. Cosecant inverse cosecant theta. The answer is theta. Cot inverse cot theta. The answer is theta. This is one way you can write. The other way is, if I start with the sine, then sine inverse what happened? We'll start now. Do you understand? These are trigonometric, so it comes with the theta. The other way is, sine inverse, here I can't write theta, I can write x. What is x representing? Value. Sine inverse half. Sine inverse half. This sine and sine inverse get cancelled. The answer is x. This x gives the number. Sine inverse half. Half. What's the meaning? Sine inverse half. 30 degree. So sine inverse get cancelled. Half is the answer. Correct? You can write for the rest of the 6 ratios. Sine inverse x. Cos inverse x. What is that? X. Tan inverse x. What is that answer? X. Similarly, secant inverse x. The answer is x. Cosecant inverse x. The answer is x. Cot inverse x. The answer is x. This is called self-adjusting property. First property, do you understand? Suppose the first question is sine inverse sine pi by 3. What's my answer? Pi by 3. That's all. That's all. It is not an ISC question. This is how you have to simplify the answer. Sine inverse sine pi by 3. Sine inverse sine get cancelled, pi by 3. But you have to see that principal angle. Okay. Second one is tan inverse tan 5 pi by 4. What is your tan inverse principal value? Minus 90 to 90, isn't it? 5 pi by 4, what is 5 pi by 4? What is 5 pi by 4? 5 times 45 degree, isn't it? What is that? 5 times 45 is 270. 270 beyond the limit. 270 is beyond the limit. I should bring it in the minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, isn't it? So what I have to do? 360 minus 270. 360 minus 270. What is this? 90, isn't it? 90. Actually, children, 5 pi by 4 is 270 degree, isn't it? 270 degree does not lie between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So, you can write 5 pi by 4 as pi plus pi by 4. Am I right? pi plus pi by 4. What do you get? 4 pi plus pi, 5 pi by 4. Correct. So instead of 5 pi by 4, I can write tan inverse tan pi plus pi by 4. This is trigonometric one, you know. All silver teacups. 180 plus theta. 180 plus theta, tan theta. Positive, tan, third quadrant. So what will you write? Tan inverse of tan pi by 4. The answer is pi by 4. This is the way you have to simplify. Because 5 pi by 4 goes beyond the limit. So you have to simplify pi plus pi by 4. 180 plus pi by 4, which quadrant? Third quadrant, tan positive. So tan pi by 4, the answer is pi by 4. Pi by 4 lies within the limit. That's it. So you have to think and do. Similarly, we'll do one more, then I can move on to the next property. Okay. Suppose secant inverse, secant 7 pi by 6. The question is secant inverse, secant 7 pi by 6. Again, what is 7 pi by 6? 7 pi by 6 is 30, 210. Correct? 210. So, either I can subtract from pi minus or 2 pi minus. Only then secant will be in secant form itself. Otherwise, you will convert into cosecant. So, you should not convert into the other format. So, secant means I have to subtract either from 180 or from 360. So, now 7 pi by 6 alone I will take. This I can write 2 pi minus 7 pi by 6. What I am getting? 12 pi minus 7 pi. Yeah, 5 pi by 6. 5 pi by 6 is correct answer, isn't it? Pi by 6 is what? 30 degree, 150, correct. So the answer is 5 pi by 6. So secant inverse, secant 5 pi by 6, which is equal to 5 pi by 6. Do you understand, children? Right. Suppose, one more question, definitely in this you will get the idea. Cos inverse, cos 680 degree. You can't write 680 degree is the answer, wrong. Why? 680 is not within the limit. If you write 680 degree, then it is not a function, then the topic itself wrong, so it is totally wrong. So you can't write 680. Cos inverse of cos. How will you write? You will simplify now. Cos inverse cos. This 680, I can go pi or 2 pi, isn't it? So I am writing as 360 degree plus 320 degree. 360, 320, yes, 680. Yes. Now this will be cos inverse cos 320. What is 361? Complete circle. Again it comes 320 only. Now again 320 is also beyond the limit. So I can write cos inverse cos 320. I can convert 360 minus 40. Correct? 360 minus 40. Correct. Now I will get cos inverse of cos minus 40. What is cos of minus theta? Cos theta. So I will get cos inverse cos minus 40 will become 40. Correct? Otherwise also it lies in which quadrant? All silver, teacups, fourth quadrant. 360 minus cos positive. So cos 40. Now this will get cancelled. 40 degrees is the answer. I hope you understand the self-adjusting property. Otherwise also, if you use calculator, you will get the answer. Some of the answer you will get math error, isn't it? You will get math error only. Then Simplify the other format. Sine of sine inverse. If I write sine inverse, I should write the numbers, isn't it? What I'll get? Sine inverse of sine. Sine of sine inverse. Get cancelled. The answer is 2 by 5. 2 by 5 is from -1 to 1. Correct. The answer is right. Right. Now, self-adjusting property over. Now we'll move on to reciprocal property. I already used this property. We'll use property number 2. Property number 2, reciprocal property. What is reciprocal property? Suppose the question is cosecant inverse come. Cosecant inverse x. What will you write? Sine inverse 1 by x. Only have to ulta this. Okay. Then secant inverse x. What will you write? Cos inverse 1 by x. Tan inverse x. You will write cot inverse 1 by x. Like that you can reciprocal. Or the other way also you can write. Sine inverse 1 by x, you write cosecant inverse x. Cos inverse 1 by x, secant inverse x. Cot inverse 1 by x, tan inverse x. Both the way is correct. That's why I already told in the beginning, sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse enough. If the question given in cosecant inverse, secant inverse, tan inverse, cosecant inverse, secant inverse and cot inverse, immediately you can convert into sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse. So the formula, the understanding everything, sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse. That only enough to you to solve the problem. Reciprocal property, do you understand? We'll move on to next property. Conversion property. Conversion property. This is also very simple, children. This is also very simple. For example, the question is sine inverse x. This sine inverse x, I want to write in cos inverse x and tan inverse x. How can I write? Using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, this is 90 degree. I am applying x here. Here is a theta. So, opposite side. What is my hypotenuse? 1. So, what is your adjacent side? Root of, this is the angle. Okay, 1 minus x square. Right. Now, sine inverse x, I can write cos inverse, adjacent side by hypotenuse, root of 1 minus x square. That's all. Which is equal to, tan inverse also I can write. What is that? Tan inverse, opposite by root of 1 minus x square. Which is equal to, sine inverse, cosecant inverse. Yes, cosecant inverse I can write 1 by x, which is equal to cos inverse I write. So I write secant inverse 1 by root of 1 minus x square, which is equal to tan inverse I wrote, which I can write cot inverse root of 1 minus x squared by x. All are one and the same. Sin inverse x equal to cos inverse, which is equal to tan inverse, which is equal to. So one data is given, you can find the rest of the data very quickly. So children, what is sin inverse x? Same as cos inverse root of 1 minus x. One trigonometric ratio is given, you can easily write the rest of the trigonometric ratios by using Pythagoras theorem, right? This is conversion property. We'll do one more, you will follow. Suppose the question is given cos inverse x. Cos inverse x. So draw triangle 90 degrees. So this is hypotenuse side. What is hypotenuse side? 1, isn't it? Hypotenuse side is 1. So 1. Adjacent side is x. What is my opposite side? 1 minus x square. So cos inverse x I can write sin inverse, correct. Adjacent side by opposite side by hypotenuse. So root of 1 minus x square, which is equal to, I want to write tan inverse. What I get? opposite by. So root of 1 minus x squared by adjacent. Opposite by adjacent. Which is equal to. Now cos inverse x is given. You can write secant inverse 1 by x. Sin inverse x is given. Sin inverse x is given. What is sin inverse x? Which is equal to cosecant inverse 1 by root of 1 minus x squared. Tan inverse x is given, which is equal to cot inverse x by root of 1 minus x squared. Do you understand, children? One data is given. Easily you can write the other things. Suppose, we understand? Okay. Suppose the question is tan inverse x is given. Immediately draw the diagram. This is 90 degree, this is hypotenuse side. What is that? Opposite by adjacent. This is opposite, this is adjacent. How will you find hypotenuse? Root of 1 plus x squared. Can you write now? Tan inverse x. So immediately I can write cot inverse 1 by x. Correct. All are one and the same. Sin inverse? Yes, I can write sin inverse opposite by hypotenuse. X by root of 1 plus x squared, which is equal to cos inverse adjacent by hypotenuse 1 by root of 1 plus x squared. Now tan inverse, immediately I got cot inverse. Sin inverse, cos inverse. Now you can write, yes, cosecant inverse, secant inverse. Correct? What is cosecant inverse? I'll rub this immediately because already it is there. So what is cosecant inverse x? Cosecant inverse x is ulta. Root of 1 plus x squared by x. What is secant inverse x? Root of 1 plus x squared by 1. Correct? That's all. If any one data is given, you can convert into all the other inverse trigonometric functions. So it is called conversion property. Conversion property. Do you understand, children? Conversion property. We have some more properties also. Yeah, we have some more properties, but using these three properties, we'll do some simple problems, then we will do some more later. Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll do one sum. Then, children, first one is self-adjusting property, second reciprocal property, third conversion property, fourth property, property number 4, no name, property number 4. That is sin inverse minus x equal to minus sin inverse x. If you get negative value, you can put negative outside. That's all. Sin inverse of minus half. What will you get? Minus half, 30 degree. You can write minus 30 degree. That's it. Then cos inverse of minus x. There is no negative value because the principal angle is from 0 to 180. You can write pi minus cos inverse x. Tan inverse of minus x. You can write minus tan inverse x. That's all. This is property number 4. Property number 4. Now we'll do property number 5. Property number 5. Property number 5 also no name. So directly you can write property number 5. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2. secant inverse x plus cosecant inverse x equal to pi by 2. That means, children, in this property you have to remember this same thing, isn't it? Sin inverse x, cos inverse x. Only then it become pi by 2. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x, the same thing you have to repeat. Then only it will become pi by 2. Similarly for secant inverse x plus cosecant inverse x, pi by 2. Okay? Conversion property also we finished. Now, property number 4, 5 over. Okay, then some formulas to be used. Before that, we'll do one sum. Then we will follow. Prove that. Write the question. Prove that sin inverse cos sin inverse x plus cos inverse sin cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. This is very simple. Very easy way you can do. Cos sin inverse x, not possible. Cos inverse x is possible. So use triangle method. X, this is an angle. You can fix the angle. This is opposite side. This is adjacent side. This is hypotenuse side. So opposite side, hypotenuse is 1. So therefore the adjacent side is 1 minus x square. Okay. Now I am writing this. Cos, how will you write sin inverse x? Instead of sin inverse x, I can use cos inverse adjacent side by hypotenuse 1. Correct? Plus cos inverse sin. Sin cos inverse will not get cancelled, but cos inverse x I can use sin inverse x using again the same triangle method. Same triangle, use the same triangle. Here x, this is opposite side. So adjacent side x, hypotenuse 1. So opposite side is 1 minus x square. So I can write sin inverse of opposite by hypotenuse, root of 1 minus x square. Correct? Now cos inverse get cancelled. So what I am getting? Sin inverse root of 1 minus x square. Plus sin inverse get cancelled. So I have cos inverse root of 1 minus x square. Correct? So it looks like sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to, come on, pi by 2. The answer is pi by 2. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. Very simple, isn't it? This is x, the same x is repeating here. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x, where x is here root of 1 minus x squared. So this is equal to pi by 2. Directly use conversion property, finish up the question. Very easy 2 mark question it is. I'll also use one more property. This is, I think, this is the last property. After that, we'll do some easy questions to difficult level. The first formula is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y equal to tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. Tan inverse, very, very important property, often repeated almost all the sums. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y equal to tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. Shall we prove this? Otherwise you can't remember the formula. Okay, we'll start now. Let tan inverse x, what is inverse trigonometry representing? Angle. So let it be alpha. What is tan inverse y? Let it be beta. Tan inverse x equal to alpha implies x equal to tan alpha. Correct? Implies y equal to tan beta. Yes? Now I want, now tan inverse x is angle, so I am writing as alpha. This is beta. Therefore x equal to tan alpha, y equal to tan beta. Now I am using the formula tan x plus y. Trigonometric formula. What is not x plus y, sorry, tan alpha plus beta. Tan alpha plus beta. It looks like trigonometric formula, tan a plus b. What is the formula? Tan a plus tan b by, tell me, tan alpha plus tan beta by 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. Correct? I write once again, children. Tan alpha plus beta equal to tan alpha plus tan beta, tan alpha plus tan beta by 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. What is tan alpha? X. What is tan beta? Y. 1 minus xy. This is tan alpha plus beta, isn't it? Tan alpha plus beta. Therefore, alpha plus beta equal to tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus xy. What is alpha? Tan inverse x. What is beta? Tan inverse y. It is equal to tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. Very easy. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y almost representing tan a plus b formula. So whenever tan inverse x, tan inverse y comes, you have to start tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. If you go through once again, you will follow. Otherwise, just memorize the formula. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y equal to tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus xy. Very important formula, children. Very important. This formula, almost all the problems we will use. Now you can say, what is tan inverse x minus tan inverse y? Come on, tan inverse of x minus y by 1 plus xy. It looks like tan a minus b formula. Correct. Now we have what is 2 tan inverse x? I can write tan inverse x plus tan inverse x. Correct? This I can write tan inverse of again x plus x by 1 minus x into x. Correct? This I can write tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. Correct? Then I have one more formula in this. Sin inverse x plus sin inverse y. The same idea. Sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Sin A plus B. Same idea. So you can memorize the formula sin inverse of x into, convert in terms of cos inverse. What will you write? Root of 1 minus y square plus y into root of 1 minus x square. That's all. Sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Similarly, you can write sin inverse x minus sin inverse y. What you will get? Same formula. Sin inverse of x into root of 1 minus y square minus y into root of 1 minus x square. We have one more formula. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. Cos inverse x minus cos inverse y. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, which is equal to cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, which is equal to cos inverse of What is cos A plus B? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin. Cos A cos B. xy minus sin. How will you convert? Root of 1 minus x square, root of 1 minus y square. That's all. What is cos inverse x minus cos inverse y? Cos inverse of cos A minus cos B. Cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. How will you convert in terms of sin inverse x? Root of 1 minus y square. Root of 1 minus x square into root of 1 minus x square. That's all the formulas. Almost all the properties I taught to you. We have to start the questions one after other. Very slowly we can do this sums. Very simple sums. Okay. Very easy sums. Now the first simple question is, then I'll recall your formulas. Prove that or prove the following. First question. Cos inverse 4 by 5 equal to tan inverse 3 by 4. Cos inverse I have to convert in terms of tan inverse. So what you have to do? Apply triangle method. Fix the angle here. This is adjacent side by hypotenuse. So what is your opposite side? 3. So cos inverse 4 by 5 I can write tan inverse 3 by 4. That's all. You just draw the triangle. You know this is opposite side. This is adjacent. Which is equal to, if you can convert into other trigonometric ratios also. Which is equal to sin inverse of, what will you write? 3 by 5. Correct. Now how will you convert cos inverse 4 by 5 in terms of secant inverse? Secant inverse. Right. 5 by 4. Correct. Sin inverse 3 by 4 in terms of cosecant inverse. Cosecant inverse 5 by 3. Tan inverse 3 by 4. Cot inverse 4 by 3. Correct. Do you understand? Very simple one. First one, just the idea. Now the second sum is, prove that 2 tan inverse 1 by 3 equal to tan inverse 3 by 4. Both are same question, tan inverse only, but here 2 is there. So 2 tan inverse 1 by 3, I'll start from left hand side. 2 tan inverse 1 by 3, how will you start? Tan inverse 1 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 3. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, let it be. So, ma'am, this same thing is repeated. So what? Tan inverse x plus tan inverse x. You can write tan inverse of x plus x by 1 minus x into x. It looks like tan inverse x plus y by 1 minus xy. How will you simplify? Next step. Tan inverse of 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 by 1 minus 1 by 3 into 1 by 3. Correct. So you can write tan inverse of 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, same base. So 2 by 3 by 1 minus 1 by 9. So you can simplify tan inverse of 2 by 3 into 9 minus 1, 8 by 9. So 9 by 8. Simplify 4, this is 3. So the answer is tan inverse 3 by 4. Correct. Do you understand, children? Very simple question. Okay. We'll do some more, you will follow. Do you understand? Right. Now, anybody can answer this. Prove that tan inverse 2 minus tan inverse 1 equal to tan inverse 1 by 3. Tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. You have to start left hand side. Already right hand side is the simplest form. Okay, so left hand side you have to start. Tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. Tan inverse of x minus y by 1 plus x into y. So tan inverse of 2 minus 1, 1. 1 plus 2, 3. Prove. Do you understand? Now it's very simple, isn't it? Right. Next one is prove that 2 tan inverse 1 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 7 equal to pi by 4. Tan inverse 1 by 3. First simplify. 2 tan inverse 1 by 3. How will you write? 2 tan inverse 1 by 3. You can write tan inverse 1 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 3. It looks like tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. Tan inverse of x plus y by 1 minus x y into. Correct? So you will write tan inverse of, what is 1 plus again 2 by 3, just now I finished. 1 minus 1 by 9, that is tan inverse of 2 by 3 into 9 minus 1, 8 by 9, 9 by 8. So cut it off 4, cut it off 3. So you will write this alone, simplest format is tan inverse 3 by 4, correct, plus tan inverse 1 by 7. Correct? Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. Again, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. What will you write? Correct? Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. Again, tan inverse of, every time tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, you have to start tan inverse of. Three by 4 plus 1 by 7 by 1 minus 3 by 4 into 1 by 7. So you will get tan inverse of, what is the LCM? 28. Correct? 21 plus 4 by again 28. 28 minus 3 by 28. How can I simplify? Tan inverse of 21 plus 4, 25. 25 by 28 divided by 25 by 28. That is, you will get tan inverse 1. What is tan inverse 1? Tan inverse 1 value. It represents an angle. So, tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. What trigonometrical angle gives the value 1? Pi by 4. So, it is pi by 4 or tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. Some basic angles you have to remember. Tan 45, 1. Sin 30, 1 by 2. What is sin inverse 1 by 2? 30. What is tan inverse 1? 45. Like that you have to remember. If you do some more, you will follow, children. I know, children, classroom teaching is more effective. But no other go. Right? We'll do slowly, simple problems, 1 or 2, then very, very easy. One more thing I will do. I think I'll stop today. The last question in this. 2 tan inverse 1 by 2 equal to tan inverse 4 by 3. Prove that. 2 tan inverse 1 by 2. You can't start this one. Okay, this side. Right hand side you can't start. Already simplest form. 2 tan inverse 1 by 2. How will you start? Tan inverse 1 by 2 plus tan inverse 1 by 2. 2 times. Left hand side. I can write tan inverse of half plus half by 1 minus half into half, which is equal to tan inverse of half plus half, 1. This is 1 minus 1 by 4. What is 1 minus 1 by 4? Tan inverse of 1 by 4 minus 1, 3 by 4. Which is equal to tan inverse of 4 by 3. Hence proved. happen if I do sine inverse 4 by 5 plus 2 tan inverse 1 by 3 equal to pi by 2. Sine inverse 4 by 5, 2 tan inverse, first you simplify this. 2 tan inverse 1 by 3, again tan inverse 1 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 3, which is equal to tan inverse of 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 by 1 minus 1 by 3 into 1 by 3, what you will get? We finished the problem many times, isn't it? So you will get tan inverse of 2 by 3, actually it is 2 by 3 by 9 minus 1, 8 by 9, isn't it? So 2 by 3 into 9 by 8, cut it off, 4, 3. So it is 3 by 4. Yes? So sine inverse 4 by 5 plus 2 tan inverse 1 by 3 is tan inverse 3 by 4. So this is sine inverse 4 by 5 plus tan inverse 3 by 4. I have to bring pi by 2. I know the formula. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x. X, I have to bring the same value. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x. So tan inverse x easily I can convert into cos inverse. Again, draw triangle, conversion property. This is opposite. Fix the angle here. Opposite. This is adjacent. Opposite, adjacent. What is my hypotenuse? 5. So I can write, instead of tan inverse 3 by 4, I can write cos inverse 4 by 5. Correct? 4 by 5. I can convert the rest of the trigonometric ratios. Better, what I need in this sine inverse x, then cos inverse x equal to pi by 2, well known property, isn't it? So instead of tan inverse 3 by 4, I can write cos inverse 4 by 5. This is sine inverse 4 by 5. Sine inverse, it comes like this. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x gives you pi by 2. What is x here? 4 by 5. What is x here? 4 by 5. I can easily apply the property sine inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to pi by 2. So I'll stop now.